Alright, what we've got here is the Logitech Harmony Xbox 360 remote control. We're going to go ahead and take this apart. Now, if you've ever taken apart any of the newer Harmony remotes, it's actually much simpler to do. Very easy. So, what you want to do first off is go ahead and pop this back battery cover off. Okay, slides right off. And then you've got 4 screws, you'll see. One right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So, go ahead and just take those apart. Take that. That's one. Okay, let's set these screws to the side. Okay, alright, now what you're left with here is a remote that's ready to be taken apart. Alright, or pried apart rather. Alright, so what you'll want to do is actually get a card of some kind of plastic card, and just kind of work your way in between the little seam right here, between this front piece of plastic and this back piece of plastic. Okay, so just get kind of down there and run down the edge. Alright. Okay, now same thing on the other side. Just run down that side with that. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then now, keep in mind when you're doing this, before you actually take these two apart and separate these two pieces of plastic, alright? The actual metal springs here that touch the batteries when you have them in, they're actually these two, this side right here and this side right here on the bottom of the remote, those are actually attached to the circuit board. So don't just kind of rip it apart. Just what you want to do is kind of maybe push down with a screwdriver or something on the actual springs while you pull it out. There we go. And there you go. Pulls apart. You can see there they are. One right there and one right there. Okay. Now at this point, what you want to do is go up to the front of the remote here, and you can just slide this little piece off. Now there's actually, if you see right here, it's kind of hard to see in there, but this little plastic piece right here, there's a little tiny nub or whatever that it kind of latches onto. So you kind of need to just pry this back a little bit as you slide it out. So you just kind of pry back on that. Okay, and there we go. It's popped out. And then you can continue to slide this out. There you go. Okay. If you look right there, you can see the little plastic piece that it was stuck on. Okay. So there. At that point, now you can actually just go ahead and take this part off. Okay. Sometimes it gets stuck in the back a little bit. Just pop that off. Okay. Occasionally, alright, it gets a little bit stuck. What it is that's actually holding me up is this little tiny piece right here. It's actually, sometimes that happens. So what you need to do is kind of just push in on that. There we go. Alright. There we go. Okay, so now you've got the actual circuit boards off of there. Okay, you notice this screen is a little messed up. This was actually that way when I got it. I actually got this to replace the case on another one I had, so I didn't care that the screen was cracked. So if you ever want to try and replace these cracked screens, it's quite quite a difficult task. If you want to do it though, these just kind of pry up right here. It's just stuck on, a little bit sticky right there. It just kind of lifts up there, comes right off. Now, the tricky part, however, is the other side. It's very tiny solder points on the back of that ribbon right there. That is the tricky part. So, yeah, if you're looking to do that kind of project, I hope your soldering skills are good. Okay, so we have everything apart there. So there's your circuit board. If this is, you're going to take this apart just to clean it or replace the case or whatever, you're pretty much done at this point. You can kind of wipe this down a little bit right here, and if you want to, you got maybe a pencil eraser that you can kind of get in. You can kind of clean those little connection points up a little bit in case you've spilled something, or maybe use a Q-tip and kind of get in there a little bit just to clean that up. You don't want to really mess around too much with it, and if you do touch it with anything wet, make sure you give it sufficient time to dry before you go putting everything back together. So that's it for that part. Now, once you have that apart, if you want to go ahead and take this apart to clean it, I've done that several times with these remotes just to clean them. I've took them apart. This just kind of, just take this rubberized little piece out. Buttons just come right out. Be careful, because these buttons right here, they do pop off. These little caps, these are just little caps that pop right off. So just be careful, and they do have to line up a certain direction on the sides, otherwise it won't fit back in right. So just make sure you line it up right. Okay, and then you can just soak this in water if you want, if you're trying to clean it. Okay, same thing with this right here. Just soak that in water, clean it. You know, just like I said before, make sure you give it sufficient time to dry. And this just, it's a little sticky sometimes in there, and it just pops right out. It's a little sticky piece. Alright, so yeah, that, stick it right back in there. So that's basically it, and these are pretty easy to take apart compared to the other remotes. And just take them apart like this and clean them if you need to, or whatever you're looking to do. And once you're done, put it back together. Fairly simple to put back together as well. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.